Hello there guys and welcome back to Guild Wars 2. I've got a pretty awesome video for you today. You can probably tell why. It's that big dragon in the background. That's what makes this video awesome. Oh my god, it was amazing that's a level 50 boss called the Shatterer. Yes, he's only level 50 and this is out in the open world. It's just an event that happens every so often. It's quite, well, semi-rare compared to most events. It only happens every few hours as far as I know. Some people are saying up to 5 hours for it to spawn. I'm not sure about that, but it certainly took a while, and I was lucky enough to stumble across it while I was going into an area which was a bit too high level for me. I was only level 43 at the time, so yeah, I probably wasn't too smart about that, but then I did get rewarded with being able to partake in this event, which was amazing. To play it safe, I just sat in a turret and just hit him from afar, which felt like the safest bet for me, because since bosses even at my level were pretty much owning me anyway if I got anywhere near them, so I didn't really fancy my chances against this guy. Some of you might be thinking, this guy looks fairly familiar, and you'd probably be right, because this guy was showing off quite a lot at trade shows and things like that a few years ago, really just to show off the whole idea of being mid-level bosses in massive raid events in the open world. So yeah, he's quite a familiar sight really for a lot of people who've been following the game for a while, but most of the footage that was online were from just cameras pointing at screens and things like that. It wasn't that fun to watch, so I thought I'd upload my bit of footage. The fight doesn't actually seem that different as far as I could tell, but there isn't a whole lot to the fight. He fires out a bits of AoE and things like that. He spawns some extra adds. Every now and again he'll fly up into the air and just start firing stuff from the air as well, and there's a little bit of a section where you have to take down some crystals, so it's not really overly complicated, but I think that's the idea basically. They don't want it to be too complicated, especially at mid-level for a massive boss like this. It just wants to be something that you naturally work out, and it's not going to be something that you have to have a organised raid. You might notice that I'm not actually in a group, I'm on my own here really. There's a whole bunch of other people here, but none of us are really coordinating, and that's the point of it. Who really wants to be organising massive groups and only being able to do this every now and again? Yeah, it might be fun at level 80. Hopefully there's some stuff that does require a bit more organisation at high level, but something at this level, it's nice just to be able to jump in and have a bit of fun with it. So you might notice me struggling a little bit to use this turret. The turrets were a little bit weird. I don't know if it was just me, maybe I'm just being an idiot. It's usually the case, but I just couldn't seem to target things properly and get it to attack 100% of the time. Sometimes I'd try and fire and it would use the ability, but nothing would happen. Sometimes I couldn't use the ability at all, it just wouldn't work. So it was a little bit strange. I did get working a bit eventually. But yeah, I decided to get out at this point because really it would be a bit boring to sit in the turret the whole fight. So I thought I'd just go in for a suicide run and run right up to the guy. I wasn't really prepared for this, but I ran right to the front. I got a good view of his right foot there. You don't get a good view when you're right up close. At least I got a good view of the turret, but yeah, I was pretty prepared to die, but surprisingly I didn't actually. So I was playing a bit of whack-a-mole with my abilities there. I wasn't really paying much attention. I was sort of concentrating on both trying to survive and just taking in the sheer awesomeness of this fight. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's just incredible. Just something like this you would not see in most MMOs. Certainly not WoW. You'd not see this at level 40. It's amazing. I did panic a little bit at this point because he flew into the air and I just thought I was going to get bombarded and killed straight away. Not quite, but yeah, I was surviving quite well, I thought, but I wasn't really being hit by much. I think everyone else was being hit and I was just dodging like a little ninja Asura I am. So this is probably one of the most important parts of this fight to take note of. These crystals spawn at around 50% health and they actually regenerate as health as well, so you have to take these down very quickly. So if any part of this fight needs any coordination, it's that. Basically that's the most difficult part of the fight in a way, other than surviving, and from there it's clear sailing. Although saying that, there weren't a massive amount of people in this area considering it was such a big dynamic event. It's probably due to the fact that there's not a massive amount of people at level 50 or around that level yet, so we can expect more people to be participating in this, and with that comes the possibility of new abilities being added as more players are involved in this event, because we do know that events change depending on the amount of people there. It scales both in just general health and actual hits that the guy does, but also in the abilities that some of these bosses do, so we might expect something different if there's, say, 100 players around here. So right now I am panicking just a little bit since my health was so low and I'm right next to this massive level 50 dragon boss. It's not looking good for me, and at this point, yep, I go down. So I don't really have much chance here. Just everything just seems to start hitting me at this point. It's like, that little Asura, it's gone, it's down, kill it. And yeah, I'm dead. But luckily the waypoint is right there, so it's a little too easy, I think, in a way, to just zerg this boss. Since if you die, you just respawn instantly right next to the boss and you just continue on. So I'm not sure about that. I would have thought that the waypoint would be contested like most waypoints are when there's an event nearby. But maybe it's just a decision they made just to make it more fun at this level. Hopefully high level bosses won't be that easy to just zerg and just continuously respawn, because I feel like that takes away some of the effort that you put into it, so it's a bit strange. That's also something I found strange about dungeons as well. It's too easy to respawn and just graveyard zerg bosses. It happened in Ascalonian Catacombs, and now the boss is just about to go down. I'm on the mortar now because I don't really want to go back in there and die again just as the boss was dying. Goes down and I get a little bit of XP. I would have expected a little bit more considering it was the level 50 event and I got gold and it was a massive dragon boss. Oh, and he exploded. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Pretty amazing. And everyone runs to the chest for loot. I don't get anything amazing, basically. It's just, well, I get a lot of stuff, but nothing really great. It was just like, oh my god, there's so much loot here. Nothing of use. Nothing at all of use to me. Oh well. That's about it then, guys. It was such a fun fight, and I'm looking forward to doing more events like this. Oh, I can't wait. And I will see you very soon with more videos in Guild Wars 2 and other stuff. Goodbye.